Welcome to Fox Valley in Focus. I'm your host, Barb Nadeau. My guests today include Village Trustee Mark Gaffino. He's also the chairman of North Aurora Days, and Officer Robin Steckline. She's with North Aurora Police, and they'll tell us about North Aurora Days coming up in August. Then in our second half of our show, we'll talk with Chris Funkhouser, Alderman for the United City of Yorkville, about two great events in Yorkville, including River Night and Ribs on the River. We'll be back with more about these great summer festivals.
We deny or embrace, for worse or for better.
Underneath everything we are all people. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
Mark Gaffino is a trustee with the Village of North Aurora, and you're also the chairman of North Aurora Days, and thank you for being here on Fox Valley in Focus. This is a lot of work, I would think, doing both trustee and then the chairman of a great festival like this.
Yeah, it becomes a full-time job almost, especially we meet immediately following the event in August and start planning for our next year, so yeah, it's quite busy.
Now you have 4 days of festivities. You start on Thursday?
That's correct. We start on Thursday with the garage sales. It's pretty limited, and then Friday and Saturday is our main days with most of our events, and then Sunday we finish off with the pet parade and a car show.
I've been spending some time looking at your website and scrolling down on the menu bar to see some of the events, and you have a lot of community involvement in this festival. Tell me a little bit about how the festival is put together. This is all different community groups that are working together to do this?
Yeah, that's correct. We have the Mothers Club and the Lions Club. They generally operate our beer tent, and then we have a total of 17 chairs for our events, and it's some churches, volunteers, and they head up these events, and we rely on them quite a bit to run them. So we just the village oversees it, and they carry it out. So yeah, it's a nice way to get involved.
Mark, you were telling me that your festival is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but when is your festival?
It's August 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Okay, and that's the first full week in August.
That's correct,
That's
year.
A great time to have a festival. You're going to be really and I'm sure you are really glad that you always have pretty good weather at that time.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
These different community groups that come together, they have a representative from their organization on your committee, as you said.
That's
of
correct.
17.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Now, how does that benefit those different groups?
Well, the Mothers Club and Lions Club operate our beer tent, which generates revenue, and then they take that and they disperse it throughout the village in the surrounding area throughout the year.
Okay, so that definitely helps everyone. I'm sure
Sure.
that they're going to turn that into different programs that are going to help the youth, maybe scholarships, things like that. Is it the same with some of the other events that are happening? Each one has a different community focus?
Yeah, we have a Run for the River, and that's held at Moose Heart on the 8th, and that's North Aurora River Alliance District. They oversee that, and that money goes towards projects along the river. The profits they generate.
That's fantastic. I had to laugh when I saw that title, Run for the River, and I asked you before the show, what are they going to do when they get there? But I think that's a great thing to have a 5K run, walk type of event, very family-friendly event, but then also doing something ecologically for your community.
Yeah, it's a nice thing.
Okay. So what are some of the other highlights? You said Thursday you have community garage sales. That's a way for everybody to get involved.
Right, and that's free. So they go on our website and they can register their address, and it'll be promoted through the village free of charge. So it's one way to get rid of some items and make some money and get involved. And then Friday and Saturday at 75 South Randall Road is the Clock Tower Plaza, and that's where the majority of the event's going to be with beer and food and our beer tent and food vendors, and we have bands playing both nights from 6 till midnight.
So that's both nights, Friday and Saturday.
Correct.
Who do you have in your lineup for Friday?
Friday night we have Off the Charts, and that's I guess a local band plays in the area, and then we have Billy Croft and the Five Alarm, which is a country band. So there'll be, and then Saturday night we have Student Body. That's a group that dresses up kind of like the Nerds, and they come out and they play a wide variety of music. And then we have And Beyond, which is kind of a 70s, 80s rock cover band to finish up our night.
All right, and you also told me you were getting some of the younger musicians involved in this festival as well.
Yeah, we started that last year at 2 o'clock on Saturday. We opened up the stage to a couple local high school bands, and so they get to show their wares from 2 until about 5 o'clock. So you can come out and enjoy them and have some food and kick the day off.
Okay, I think that it's a great way to get the community together throughout those events, and a lot of community festival is involved in just meeting your neighbors, being with each other, but it's important to support these different community organizations and come out and enjoy the bands that are being brought to you. You have several sponsors, I'm sure, that are helping to make this happen.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the sponsors, it wouldn't be so successful. So you can come out and check out the local sponsors and hopefully support them throughout the year.
I noticed they were prominently displayed on your website as well. You can find out, and also find out how you can support North Aurora Days if you're a business owner. So,
Absolutely.
and that's fantastic. The one thing that I like, though, is that these festivals, and I noticed North Aurora Days is one of them, that really focuses on the family. And you've got some really sweet things like your pet parade, you've got a car show, touch a truck, and things like that. And I want to talk a little bit more about those events when I talk with Officer Robin Steckline in the second segment of this show.
Mom!
What?
You can't find Ichabod.
What?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
It begins innocently enough. You don't return a phone call. You break a date at the last minute. But in fact, it's the beginning of a pattern. And soon, your friend with mental illness realizes you're avoiding them. But what if you knew that your friendship was the key to their recovery? Would you still lock them out of your life?
Officer Robin Steckline from North Aurora Police Department joins us now. Robin, we could only touch on the general aspect of North Aurora Days with Mark Gaffino, and so I'm so glad that you're with us as well, because there's a lot of important events we didn't even have time to talk about. But you've got a great safety coalition that's working on North Aurora Days, and you've got Safety Day coming up as well on Saturday. Tell us about that.
It's the King County Safety Coalition for people who have come to our events in the past. It used to be King County Safe Kids. We want to include and have safety for all ages, so we decided to make it King County Safety Coalition. So
your job as an officer with the North Aurora Police, you have an opportunity to work with all ages then.
Yes. I'm the crime prevention officer, and the police department allows me to work with all ages. I teach the drug program in the schools. I work with seniors. We try, being a smaller community, we want to provide a lot of services to our residents.
Well, that's one of the reasons I'm so glad you're on our show today, because people get a chance to see your face and recognize you and know that if they have concerns for anyone of all ages, they can come and get some information from you. So that's wonderful. Now tell us about Safety Day.
Safety Day, there's a lot of great things happening. We have free bicycle helmets, probably about 300, and we have people, nurses usually, that help measure children's heads so that they fit safely.
Oh, that's wonderful. They actually are going to be fit to your child's head.
Yes.
What a great service, and they're free.
And they're free.
And now how do you get one of these helmets?
You just go in. Obviously, we're limited. We probably have about 300 or 400 helmets. So
first come, first serve.
First come, first serve.
That's only part of it. You also have car seats, car seat check. Is that what you do? You help people get them safely in their vehicles and securely?
Yes. 80% of car seats are put into vehicles incorrectly, so we want to make your child as safe as possible. So I recommend, if you know, you almost need a master's degree to put in a child safety seat.
Anymore today,
yes.
you're right. Now, do you have like a drive-through?
Yes, and we have car seat technicians. Anyone helping assist you with the car seats have gone through a 32-hour course to make it safe.
Now, this is great stuff for parents, and this is going to make them feel secure. But what about the kids? You've got to have fun things going on for the kids at Safety Day.
We have a lot of fun things. We have a lot of fire demonstrations. We have anything. We have King County Sheriff's Department doing something on gun safety. We have electric safety. We're trying to get the pole for the kids to slide down like a fire pole. We have a bicycle rodeo. We have all sorts of fun things. And educational, it's basically to educate people, but it's also fun. We have a lot of other little giveaways from each of the booths. They usually bring something to give away.
And this is on Saturday, August 8th, and that's from 10 to 2?
10 to 2, correct.
10 to 2. And where is Safety Day going to be located?
We work closely with Mooseheart Child City. They're a big sponsor for us. They let us use their property. And we also hold the Touch a Truck event at the same time on that day.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be so much fun. And Mooseheart is actually offering a staging area for your emergency vehicle parade as well?
No.
No? Okay.
The staging for the emergency vehicle parade is actually at the North Aurora Police Department this year.
Okay, now where will the parade run?
It'll run through our town, go past our main event on Friday night, and then it'll proceed through Aurora and down to Montgomery.
Okay, okay. That's going to be a wonderful thing. That just is something that always brings tears to my eyes when I see those vehicles all lit up and I see, them coming through, and you think about what they do every day for a community that we take for granted, and it's just wonderful to have those emergency vehicle parades. And I think it's an important lesson for the young people as well. These are just some of the aspects that I was talking to Mark about earlier, about how it's a community-minded festival. It's not like going into a big city to a big spectacle. It's your hometown, and that's the feeling that you're giving everyone, a feeling of closeness and togetherness. You pull that off with other great events like your fishing derby and some of the other things that you've got involved in the weekend.
The fishing derby, a lot of the kids like to do. It's pretty early, so I don't do the fishing derby, but the kids really enjoy that.
Well, these are traditional things that sometimes kids don't get to learn these days. I mean, you're giving them a chance to have activities. You know, it's not sitting with a video game in their lap. They are actually going out fishing. They're going to your safety day and being involved in the bike rodeo. They're learning bike safety. They're learning gun safety. You're teaching them important things. You've got community groups coming together. You're really giving a lot to the youth when you put this on.
Right. And all of our events pretty much are free unless you want to purchase food or beverages. And we also have fireworks shows.
And Robin, when are those fireworks?
The fireworks are Saturday night, kind of to end the thing, although it'll still go after that. But the kids love the fireworks. Your
officers are going to be there, I'm sure, ushering people in and out and making sure that they're safe in that evening event as well.
We take care of traffic. The North Aurora Police Department, they work pretty much nonstop from Friday morning till Sunday after the pet parade.
Can you give any advice to people who are seeing the show today that are coming into the community, people who have never gone to North Aurora Days? Is there a good place to park? Is there any advice coming into your community that, from the police department's standpoint, that you'd like to tell newcomers?
If they Google, and they can go to the website, obviously, but Blessed Sacrament Church has provided a lot of our parking, and then it's just a short walk, and that's off of Oak Street.
Okay,
North Aurora.
And that's great advice. Go to the website. It's northauroraday's.com. You can get information about all of the events at North Aurora Days. And thank you, Officer Robin Steckline and Trustee Mark Gaffino, for being our guest today talking about North Aurora Days. We'll be right back.
Everyone has friends. There's online friends, friends to go out with on a Saturday night, friends to hang out with and do nothing, friends who show up on moving day. And then there are the friends who'll be there if someone is dealing with a mental illness. Are you one of those friends? It can be a little awkward when your friend tells you he's been diagnosed with a mental illness. But what's even more awkward is, if you're not there for him, he's less likely to recover.
I'm here to help, man, whatever it takes.
Joining us now is Chris Funkhouser. He's an alderman with the United City of Yorkville. And Chris, you've got two great events to tell us about. Well, really three. You've got Ribs on the River and the Whitewater Festival, but before that, River Night. Tell us all about it.
We have so much. This year we're partnering with the Chamber of Commerce. So the city and the Chamber, we've come together to do a 2-day event. Friday night is the River Night, which is their, I believe, 9th annual. And then Saturday we have Ribs on the River, 4th annual. And spreading both days is the Whitewater Festival.
Okay, now let's start with the dates. When is this going to happen?
July 17th and 18th, so Friday and Saturday.
So on Friday, July 17th, you have River Night. And what is the whole purpose of River Night? What's going to happen there?
Well, the intent is it's businesses that do come together and they provide a lot of activities for families. That's really the big part. There's music involved, but the festivities, the activities are family oriented. They have crafts, face paintings, balloons, all kinds of fun things for kids. This is a very interactive event. And of course, they have the band that comes out and plays, no admission fee. So that's there. You have Red Woody, which is a really good band that's going to be coming out. You know, kids will even enjoy listening to that there. But fun evening, you know, like I said, it's all free. They do have the beverage tent, and just starting at 5 o'clock in the evening, and then it'll run out through 10 o'clock in the evening. So full 5 hours of fun on a Friday night that, you know, you don't get on a regular basis.
Yeah, that's a great time to have it. People will be coming from work, families will be coming from home, and of course it's all going to happen at your Bicentennial Riverfront Park, which kind of stretches along the riverbank at Yorkville, and right there at the dam that's been reconfigured and rebuilt, and it gets more beautiful every time I look at it. There's been a big effort by the city to make sure that that is a wonderful and working park with a lot of different aspects to it.
True. The Riverfront Park, the Bicentennial Riverfront, we've expanded that. We're currently in the process of trying to continue expansion with some grants through the state, some troubles there, but our plan is to continue to develop it. Route 47 construction is finished up downtown, so access is easier, but with the Marge Klein Whitewater course there next to the Glen Palmer Dam, it's a beautiful park that has a lot of amenities, and we're going to take advantage of the Whitewater course with some of the activities over the weekend as well.
Okay, and I was just down there a couple weeks back, and I actually walked over the bridge that's been completed over to the little island, and it's quite expansive. I was surprised. It almost looks smaller, but once you get onto that property, into the park and into that Whitewater area, it's really, really big.
Oh, it is. This is one of the largest, actually it is the largest in our Midwest region for a whitewater course. And like you said, the island that's out there, it's a very nice naturally landscaped island that you can get out. You can fish off of it on the riverside, or you can just watch the activities on the whitewater chute side.
Or you can stand on that bridge and watch people play in the
Exactly.
water. And that, I want to talk more about what's going to happen with that a little bit later. But at River Night, you will have booths set up and entertainment set up throughout that park area?
Oh yeah, throughout the park we have the street vendors, so you're going to have people with crafts and different things that they're looking to sell. Food vendors are going to be there. I mentioned the beverage tent. And then, of course, the music and all the, what they call the market vendor or the family area. And that's going to be the little area set up at the front where the kids have just all kinds of activities.
Now, can people in the community get involved in River Night and in Ribs on the River?
Yeah, when it comes to River Night, that's hosted through the Chamber. So the Chamber uses their membership. So the businesses that are part of that, they are the ones that are hosts, they're the sponsors, and they're the ones that generally run and operate it. And it's great because you have your own businesses in town giving something back to the community. It's a great opportunity. And for Ribs on the River, it's a small group. Most of us that are participating are work either with the city staff, or those who have a desire to just do something and give back.
That's something that's really important to you. I know that you have a family and that's growing, and you're enjoying being part of the city of Yorkville. You're very, focused on making it a better place to live, but also a more fun place to live. And So I always enjoy running into you in some of these events and seeing you out with the family. This is one of those must-do events in the city of Yorkville, and as you said, you finally have some better access with the road construction kind of winding down on Route 47.
Yeah, the access is going to be huge for us. Having Route 47 on the south side pretty much completed. But as you mentioned, the family part of it. This year, when we start talking about the Ribs on the River, we've added a lot of things, and that was part of it. Is because of families, we want to have it more interactive.
Okay. Again, we want to say that River Night festivities begin at 5 p.m. You said Red Woody. What kind of music are we going to hear there?
They're a country group. They do some country music, but they're really good.
They're performing from 6:30 through till 10 o'clock?
Yes.
Okay, and then the family activities are going to be going on as well. And so you can feel good about having the kids have fun, and you can have fun at the same time.
Absolutely.
You know, there's more I want to find out about this Whitewater Festival coming up. I also want to find out about how we can get involved in the competition for Ribs on the River. Let's do that right after this.
I remember how much you said you liked wine. Oh.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Real men know that getting tested is the way to take care of their families. That's why real men wear gowns. For a list of the tests you need, go to ahrq.gov.
And we're back talking with Chris Funkhouser. He's an alderman for the United City of Yorkville, talking about River Night and Ribs on the River and the Whitewater Festival coming up in the city of Yorkville. The dates again, Chris?
July 17th and 18th, Friday and Saturday.
Okay, you were telling us about River Night and how you have some great family-friendly events going all throughout that park down at the riverfront. And we talked a little bit about that great water feature that you have. You've turned your dam into really, it's a work of art. I was so fascinated seeing this happen and come to fruition in the city of Yorkville. You took an old dam and turned it into a geological water feature that is actually a Class 3 whitewater feature?
I don't do the whitewater personally, but it's rated very highly. We've had great input on that to make some changes to it. It's a great facility.
It's a great place to play, and a lot of people go out and just enjoy watching, but a lot of people like to get in the water and have fun with it.
Yeah, they do. It's one of those things that you wouldn't expect to have in this part of Illinois.
One of the things that I think that is so neat about it is it's actually a safety feature as well. So people can safely enjoy the Fox River in Yorkville. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of entertainment for folks, free entertainment, during your event as people are playing on the water during the Whitewater Festival.
Oh, there absolutely will. While Ribs on the River is going on Saturday, we have the Whitewater Festival, which they start very early in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. They're doing slalom races, boater cross, cardboard boat races. They have so many different activities you can sign up for. They also have some mini classes, but they're fully working to take an opportunity to use this as a education opportunity and to showcase what we really have.
That's fantastic. Now let's talk about Ribs on the River. This is actually a competition.
It is, and that was one of the big parts of this for me, is to make it a competition and bring out some backyard guys.
How long has this been going on?
Well, this is the fourth year. So
okay.
Our fourth annual.
Fourth annual. How did you find competitors for this rib competition, and what's involved in this? How would you do this? How do they know how many ribs to make?
And that's always a good question. There's a couple ways you can approach the competition. You can compete and just compete, so you're turning in your few sets of 2-bone ribs to the judges, or you can compete and sell to the public. This is the great part about it, is the public is involved in this, because a competitor can just choose to make their ribs for the judges, or they can sell to the public, where the public gets to eat and enjoy them. And that most of them do, because the nice thing is with this. The city doesn't make the money on ribs. The competitors, whatever they sell, they keep, and that's what brings them in and helps them to offset their costs and want to be here. And there's also a crowd vote. So the crowd gets to vote on each of the competitors' ribs if they want.
So we can have a crowd favorite vote.
Absolutely, and it's been an interesting dynamic to see who has won that one.
You're going to have a big award ceremony by the end of the night sometime?
Before the big band Epic comes on at 7, we do announcement of the crowd favorite and the first, second, and third place winners, and it's good prizes, you know, they're cash prizes.
Now, when you talk about these competitors, are these actually restaurants or caterers that are doing these ribs, or are these, like you said, just somebody who's got a reputation in their neighborhood as having really good ribs?
These are backyard guys, people that just, you know, they think they can do ribs, or they know they can, they've done it for, you know, friends and whatnot, so just rib guys, backyard, and that's the fun part, is it's amateurs.
Are you a rib guy?
I love to eat them.
Oh, but you're not going to be competing.
I don't compete.
Do you have a lot of competitors, and is there still time to become a competitor? For somebody who's watching this show now, and they know that they've got until later this month, and it's going to come up quickly, can they still get into the competition?
Absolutely. We are still looking for competitors. We'll take competitors up to about the last week, and sometimes we'll even push that a little bit. We want as many as we can. And it's an $80 entry fee, which is not very much. And then talking about how many ribs you need, well, it depends on how much you want to try to sell. We've had people come in with 10 pounds. We've had people come in with 100 plus pounds of ribs. So you can go any spectrum, and it's what you think you could sell.
Okay, so when they go to the website and they download an application, they'll have all the guidelines as far as what they have to have for their booth, any type of considerations.
Absolutely. The application goes through the health department requirements, the actual forms of how you apply, and a general outline of setup. And if there are any questions, there are phone numbers there to contact us and ask questions, because some of the forms seem daunting, but it's actually not as complicated as it sounds, and we'll walk anybody through that to help them. We want competitors, so we do what we can to make it easy for our competitors.
One of the things I like about this is that the festival has developed since this water feature was put in, since the park was developed, and so it's one of the new entertainment recreation opportunities in the city of Yorkville, and it's so much fun to see how it develops and gets better and better every year. We were talking a little bit about River Night and the family-friendly things that they continue both days, is that right? So you're going to have the bounce house kind of things, and then you also have some demonstrations like martial arts demonstrations and different things like that happening.
Oh yeah, I mean, we have demonstrations between bands. We have 3 bands throughout the day that play for free. In between them, we have a Taekwondo presentation. We have a dance performance. So those are fun things that are in the community that they're going to come out and do nice presentations. But some of the free things that we have going on, we have laser tag, which is going to be a fun addition that was added, and that's going to be some, you know, ages that, you know, young and older can get in that. The inflatables for the kids, they can come out and bounce around. In the crafts, we have all those kind of things going on too. So there's a lot of fun things that are being added this year, especially to Ribs on the River. They're both days, but Ribs on the River hadn't had a family component like that.
Okay, and of course we can't forget the Riverside Market, where you can see some local vendors as well. This is going to happen on July 17th and 18th in the city of Yorkville. Chris Funkhouser, Alderman, our guest today on Fox Valley in Focus. For Fox Valley Television, I'm Barb Nadeau.